Hey everyone! So I wanted to tell you a story about something that happened to me while I was spending time with my family. So this channel is secret. No one in my family knows that I make these videos. No one in my family really knows that my husband and I are TTC. And they don't know to the full extent what we've been dealing with as far as health issues. So when I started this channel, I had no idea that I was going to have any problems conceiving. During the course of tracking and temping and stuff like that, I realized that I was not ovulating normally. I was not having normal number of cycles. Became diagnosed with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and I was basically told by my doctor that the reason that I wasn't ovulating correctly was due to my medical condition. So after I got that news, I did tell my mother that I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and what it was, and that it was an immune disease. And she asked me, would this affect you trying to get pregnant? And I said, yes, it will. So, and that was all. That was all I said about it. I know that my sister was in the room when I said it to my mom. I was on the phone. I knew my sister was behind her. I figured that my sister knew. I heard her. So I knew that she knew. Anyways, fast forward. My sister is pregnant. I have two sisters. My oldest sister has 3 kids. She's finished having kids. And then my second sister only has 1, and she is currently pregnant. So I was going to attend a gender reveal party for her and was a little nervous about going because I just knew that no one in our family circle really knew, you know, what David and I were going through, and that they were going to make comments because that's what people do when you've been married for almost 3 years and have no kids. So I was prepared. I was prepared for it. I was prepared to be a little bit jealous of my sister. I had even told my husband that I was worried about being emotional while we were there because I didn't want to cause a scene or get, you know, overly jealous or upset. So he was like, I will be on guard. I will be watching you. If we need to leave, we can leave. So anyways, fast forward, get to the party, not even in the freaking door yet, and my sister's mother-in-law makes a comment about, well, when are we going to have a party like this for you? And I just kind of blew it off and pretended like I didn't know what she was talking about and moved on, and that was it. And then, you know, a little bit later, somebody else mentioned something about, oh, when you know, you guys are next, and, you know, then a little bit later, you know, someone else said something about, you know, well, when you have kids, you're going to have to name it, blah, 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 blah. And so it was just like, it was this onslaught of things kept happening, and I just kept pushing them away and going like, ah, no big deal, no big deal, no big deal. Well, they announced that my sister was having a boy, which she's really excited about because we already have a girl, or already has a girl, so this will be her little boy. And right after they announced it, she walks over to me and she says, hey, all of the baby boy clothes that you have from our oldest sister, can I have them? Because I have a whole bunch of them sitting in my attic. And I was like, yeah, sure, you can have them. That's fine. I don't care. You know, just come by and you can get them. Well, then she looks at me and says, do you want the baby girl clothes? Because you're going to have a girl, right? And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, what do you mean I'm going to have a girl? And even my uncle who was sitting next to me was like, how would she know that? And it was just so weird. And it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I just looked at her and I said, look, I'm probably not going to have kids. And she goes, well, how would you know that? And I said, because I have Hashimoto's. I have a disease. Like, I'm probably not going to. And she was just like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Well, you know, Katie had problems having kids, and she has 3 kids now, and she just started giving me like the thing that people always tell you. Oh, well, don't worry about it. It's going to happen. And I just looked at her, and I was starting to tear up at that point, and I said, I really don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. And I just walked away, and that was it. So I know that she was probably like taken aback by it. It's the first time I've ever told anyone in my family, like, look, this may not happen for us. So quit bugging me about it. And the party was almost over anyways, and people started leaving, and me and my husband just left too. And my mom was like, oh, do you want to come over to the house and spend some extra time? And I was like, no, we're just going to go home, because we live like an hour and a half away from them. So it was just like, we're just leaving. We're just going to go. So I'm almost positive that as soon as we left, they started talking about us. But, you know, it's been a week and a half, week and a couple days now, and no one has reached out to me, no one has called me, no one has said anything about it, which is not out of the normal anyways. We usually don't really talk about our feelings unless, you know, somebody decides to share, and I haven't really shared. So I blew up at my pregnant sister and basically told her to shut the fuck up. Without saying the F word. I would never say the F word to my sister. So that is what happened. It was a very, very super emotional day. As soon as I got in the car and we drove home, I just almost cried the entire way there. Broke down again that night, you know, broke down the next day thinking about it. I almost break down every time I think about it because I'm sad about it. I'm sad that I blew up at my sister, and I'm sad that I let it get to me like that. But it's something that I'm dealing with, and it's an emotional thing, and, you know, it's okay that I cry and I get upset about what we're having to go through, and, you know, that no one seems to get it in my family, because none of them had issues like this. Yeah, my oldest sister had PCOS, or at least she thinks she has PCOS. You know, the doctors told her she had PCOS, but she really had no symptoms of it beyond the fact that she was overweight. So she didn't have any cysts or anything like that, but you know, I know it took her a while to have kids. So, it's just, ugh, family, you know. You guys know. That's the good thing. You guys know. So, I thought I would share that story with you, and, you know, that's what I was going to do. I don't know where I'm going with this. So, anyways, I'll see you guys later. Baby dust to all of you.